You are listening to a podcast of the Geek.io Media Network. For all of our shows and more, visit geek-io.net. And to help support the network, head over to patreon.com/geek.io.
Hello, gentle listener. While Geek.io holds its talent to the highest standards, what follows will likely involve the sort of language usually reserved for sailors on leave. If you're of a delicate disposition, then perhaps you would consider a different podcast.
This is S4, bringing you the best in water-cooler geekery for over a century of episodes. The following podcast contains spoilers for the TV shows covered, and incredibly bad language, and the use of incredibly bad language to spoil TV shows. If this is something you're into, then welcome to the one, the only, the Small Screen Spoiler Show.
Yes, indeed! We are back on the internet. Hi, everybody. Oh, holy crap. Jazz, it has been too long, my friend.
It's been a while. It's been a
Has
few. It's been a blink.
It's been, what, May? No, April.
Probably. No, it was May. It was May.
Was it? I think we did one show in May, and then I had my existential crisis.
Then the mixer exploded.
Yes, and then the mixer exploded because I moved, and my mixer is just like, nope, I am done with everything.
Screw you guys. I'm out.
Peace. And it just does the Star-Lord from Endgame from Infinity War, where just double bird flies into the
falls into the portal.
Yep, that was my mixer. Just double bird into the portal. Just having none of our nonsense. But this is season 6, Jazz. We've been doing this for 6 years, dude.
6 legitimate seasons?
Yes, legitimate seasons of indeterminate episode length, but legitimate seasons. 6 years.
It's a long time.
It is.
But I guess, did we start with S.H.I.E.L.D. when it was a new show?
We did.
This is season 6, so
yeah,
it all makes sense. We grew up together with
yes.
S.H.I.E.L.D.
And we had our growing pains, both of us. S.H.I.E.L.D. with its bringing back not the dude from Arizona. And his
Brett Dalton.
knife shot.
Rob Dalton, Fred
Yes.
Dalton. I don't know which one's real anymore. I've forgotten. I think it's Brett Dalton.
Yes.
I'm gonna go
Rob
with that.
Dalton is the guy who owns the knife shop in Arizona that we need to visit as a Geek.io field trip.
Just weird him out as we take selfies with him.
Yes.
Really?
What are y'all doing here? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're just my favorite person in the whole wide world. I hope you know that. You and I will rent the Knight Rider car, and we'll go to Brett Dalton's store.
Exactly.
It'll be perfect. It'll be fantastic. Speaking of perfect and fantastic, I am CJ, not a fan of anything that orange boat, and that man, of course, is the one, the only Jared. Occasionally, I give a shit Azevedo.
Occasionally I do.
And without him, this show wouldn't work. The invisible chair. Darrell, you are so English, Shayler.
He really is.
He very much so is. It's he's a very British man. Jess, what are we talking about tonight?
Tonight we're going to talk about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6. The whole shebang. Shebang? Sure, why not?
Yeah, sure.
And
It's late and technical issues. We're good.
Oh man, it's just an hour late. It's fine. And Jessica Jones, Season 3. The whole thing. We're going to talk about it all. 2 full seasons, because that's what we did this summer. We watched all of that. That does happen in this season.
Yeah, we did the seasons because S.H.I.E.L.D. decided it was going to be a summer series for whatever reason this time.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I didn't mind it as a summer season. It was pretty enjoyable. All right. So,
But more about that later.
Yeah, we should talk about that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but after we figure out what Darrell has to say about it.
Did you predict we'd get a 6 seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
because you sure as shit can tell that no one making the show thought they would. But while I'm glad we get a couple of extra seasons, you can definitely tell that they had the usual 5-season plan and didn't think much beyond that. It's standard for a Whedon show. In fact, I'm pretty sure there's an alternate universe out there where we get a 6th season of Firefly, and we're debating whether they brought back Nathan Fillion successfully after killing him in season 5. So here we are with a season opener that has all the familiar trappings of a soft reboot. The main character is dead, we've got a standard 1-year time jump, and the family we know and love has been divided to go off on their separate paths. And of course, Greg Clark is back. Since Coulson's been brought back to life enough already, we have an Amy Acker-type resurrection in the form of Sarge, a mysterious stranger who happens to be the exact opposite of the calm and friendly Phil Coulson, while keeping a fan-favourite actor on screen. As the season progresses, we spend some time in space, so Fitzsimmons can reunite. For a while, I was convinced that they would be separated all the time because the writers didn't know how to write a happy couple. But my new theory is that the writers are doing it to protect the characters they love, thinking up new ways to keep them apart because they know Whedon can't see a happy couple without killing at least one of them. I could go through the episodes, from alien LSD peeps to parasite bats that grow Kryptonian crystals, but instead I'll give a brief review. It was good. Really good, actually. And it sets up some interesting possibilities for Season 7. I have a fun dream scenario where they take Peggy Carter back to the future in the mid-season cliffhanger, only for a time-traveling Captain America to walk into her empty office with an optimistic look on his face. But I've gone on enough. Besides, pretty soon we'll be wrapping up Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and looking back on the show that could have been. One that was born with infinite potential, but this time not left out in the cold while their parents split up. I'll point out that we spent over 100 hours with these characters, and then probably do the math on how long we spent with the Avengers, and it'll probably turn out to be less than half of that over the 11 years. Okay, I did the math, it's less than half that. I'll lament that we could have had these companion shows that expand the MCU with weekly touch points in a way that no movie universe could ever dream of, but they sure fucked that up. Hopefully they can fix things with the Disney Plus shows, and they do look good. But even if it's done perfectly, it won't undo the damage they did when they failed Coulson's team, a group of heroes who literally had the whole universe against them.
Literally.
Literally.
And where were they when those portals opened up?
Right?
Everybody started fighting Thanos.
Right.
Could have used some Quake action.
Yeah.
Or even some Jessica Jones action. Anyway.
Yeah. Kevin Feige and his weird hate boner for the TV series, which made no sense. Like,
no, there's good stuff there.
There is.
Alas.
Like, because Ghost Rider in Endgame, like, and even they didn't even need to do a major part, just to have like Quake show up and like Quake one of the nameless Chitauri in half, and then just keep moving. Or her during the A-Force big spin-up thing, just have her just kind of there. Like,
yeah, we're popping in.
Yeah.
Jessica Jones, Misty Knight.
Yeah. It just, I don't know. The Disney Plus
it's
stuff
all what could have been.
The Disney Plus stuff does give me hope, but not by much, because ABC is a Disney property, and it has been for years. Maybe Feige will just get his head out of his ass. I don't know.
Maybe. But I don't know. I'm already nervous about the future of Spider-Man.
Oh, I'm very nervous about the futures. Well, I'm nervous for the future of live-action Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah. Because animated Spider-Man and Spider-Verse is...
Spider-Verse was damn near a perfect movie. Like...
Near perfect? Hold on. Yeah, I'm sure there's something imperfect about it, but I can't think of it right now.
That's why I said near perfect.
I'm sure there's something.
Oh, there's quite a few, like the weird plot holes and stuff like that. Like, it's not perfect, but it is near perfect, and it is damn good. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, yeah. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s back.
I didn't put 2 and 2 together because it's been a bit since I've watched Buffy. About the Amy Acker kind of revival thing that they do.
Oh yeah, when Buffy died and they brought her back to life.
Yeah, but
Amy Acker, that was Angel, right?
That was Angel.
Did she cross over at some point?
She did.
Okay.
I think.
I don't know. I didn't finish them because I'm terrible. Well, they took it off Netflix, and then I just didn't.
I mean, there's that. Yes.
I didn't make the effort after that point.
That's the more correct one.
This was what actually happened. Like 3 seasons into Angel and 5 or 6 seasons into Buffy.
Ugh.
And then they took it off Netflix.
That was such an enjoyable binge that I just blasted through those without ever watching the originals. Like that was a lot of fun.
It
The season of Agents of Shield was fun too. It was different, but it was good.
It was different in a good way, and I love the shorter format.
Oh yeah,
condensing it down to 13 episodes for the whole season. Well done.
Yeah, because you and I have
choice.
complained for the last 2 years that 22 seasons, even though they split it up into half seasons, it doesn't like
like the first half of the second half.
Yeah,
slog every season.
Every single season.
It's just
and
the
I'm
worst.
So glad that they just decided to say no for the we're done with Shield. So we're just going to put it for half a season. And it turns out that half a season is exactly what else is.
And we can't do it without Clark Gregg. So
yep. Especially after being in Captain Marvel. So he has to be there.
He has to be here. We know he died, but now we have Mad Coulson.
Yay, angry Coulson.
Mad Coulson from the future. Or the alternate dimension. Something. We'll explain it all. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but it'll be so hand wavy that nobody will pay attention to it.
He's a rage demon like the Knight Rider, like Ghost Rider.
Drink.
I know I did that on purpose. You can't drink on that one.
Yeah, I can. Shut up! It's pumpkin spice latte. I can drink if I want to.
Oh well, yeah, you can drink that anytime.
Because I'm a basic white woman.
And he took on human flesh and something, and also this other lady with the bats and the crystals and the
that made no sense. Like,
it was all fine. They needed a big bad, and it was fine as a big bad.
Yeah,
even if it was obvious from the second she appeared. But
yeah, she appeared as like, yep, this is definitely 100% our bad.
But what's the most important thing is that we got Enoch in a full cast role.
Oh my god. I am so
That's all I wanted last season.
Fucking happy that he is back. And he's back now. He made the season. He made the season out. He made it out of the season alive.
He did. We still have Enoch.
Oh my god. I was so sad when he died or went away.
Well, we knew he died, but then we kept saying he's there. Like, go get him. Him and Fitz are floating out in space somewhere. Go find them. They decided to wait until the beginning of this season to do that.
Yes.
Which is fine, I guess.
I did enjoy the little romp around space with Fitz and Simmons, and
that was fantastic.
The Vegas planet with her and Quake was just that was brilliant.
How many puffs did you eat?
Oh man,
this place was a lot more fun the last time I was here. I was tripping balls.
Space Vegas was the best. Oh my god. Like and just like every other season of Shield, when it didn't take itself so seriously is when it shined, man. Just
oh yeah. And honestly though, even the times when it did take itself seriously, like when we got our obligatory Fitz and Simmons alone episode.
Yep.
Them trapped in their own mind, like that was there's some deep stuff there, but it was also silly.
Yeah.
And
because I think they realized taking themselves too seriously was just too much.
Yeah, definitely. Don't do that, Shield. Just be silly and embrace the comic bookiness. And
it's
just
okay
to
be serious as long as we just don't push it too far. They chose to just be the correct amount of zany comic bookiness and still get a little serious. I mean, you still did get a little bit of, like you said, Fitz and Simmons being in their own heads, dealing with the mortality of things. I felt so coming in nobody's surprise. Ming-Na Wen, May, in this entire season, just her dealing with the death of Coulson and this doppelganger showing up. Just her being her was just so enthralling to watch this entire season. And
yeah, she was great.
The things that we disliked, they were very sparse with. Deke, I love Deke, but I'm glad they used him only sparingly.
Yeah, they didn't use him too much. He took him like 4 or 5 episodes to even show up.
I fucking love his Steve Jobs entrepreneur bullshit thing that he's doing because he has knowledge of the future, and it just makes me so happy. that
Knowledge
he's
of the future and fits in Simmons' brain.
Yeah, he's being used correctly, and by that I mean not on screen very often. But when he is given lines, it is just amazing.
Give you 2% of the company to forget what you saw here today.
Oh my god, it's so good.
uh,
He makes me so happy. And then him and Fitz dealing with everything of trying to be freaking grandpa, grandson. Just,
Can you help me with this, Bobo? What? What?
Hi, welcome to Mixer. We're
Hi. I'm happy to be here at Mixer. Thanks.
Thanks, Mixer, for your autoplay video. Appreciate it. You're cool. Twitch.tv/GeekIO show.
We'll get there.
But yeah, just those two just seem to be having so much fun whenever they are working together on screen.
Yeah, there's good chemistry there between all three of them.
Yeah, Fitzsimmons and Deke just work so well together. Which makes me sad that Coulson's interactions with Daisy were so limited in this season, because those two had such a great chemistry together.
They did. And they hit on it a few places there, but then
Yeah.
it never quite got where it was supposed to be, but that's because he was evil.
Yeah, and she can't quite get there with other people for whatever reason. She's good, and she's gotten infinitely better over the years.
Yes, she has.
But
I actually like her now.
Right? Like she is a pleasure to see on screen, but she, for whatever reason, just does not mesh perfectly like she does with Clark Gregg with other people. And that's not a terrible thing per se. I mean, everybody's going to act better around some people than they are with others. But she just never really meshes with anybody like she does with Clark Gregg.
Yeah, and I like her as the lead of the B team.
Yeah,
there was good between her and Simmons and Piper and Davis.
Yes,
poor Davis.
Ensign Extra and Pilot Extra.
Hey, they lasted quite a while. I mean,
yeah, man, freaking Davis lasted almost the entire season. The hell.
Piper did last the whole season.
Yeah, she survived the entire season. Pilot Extra survived. I don't understand.
Though I still can't figure out how she shot herself in the hand and then was like, yeah, it's fine. You have a hole in your hand. Like 2/3 of it is missing.
She's an Inhuman.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah, whatever.
She's an Inhuman.
She's an LMD.
This Darrell did have a point though. This entire season did feel like we're here. Cool.
Well, crap. We had this like nice little ending that we wrapped up with a bow. I mean, we left some stuff hanging out there, like Fitz is out in space, but that was just kind of like give you hope that Simmons is gonna go find him because that's what Simmons does.
Exactly.
And then, I guess we're gonna have to do that now.
Yeah, and then they find each other like, oh, this works. This works as a good season finale. We're 3 episodes in. We're 3 episodes in. Bring back Coulson. Why? I don't know. Just bring back Coulson.
We have to bring back Coulson.
Poor guy. He had the perfect ending. Like that. Like I understand, and I do like how they kind of tied it in with the rest of the series.
Yeah.
Where we do still kind of have the hanging rage demon universe with Ghost Rider and stuff like that in it. We have that just kind of hanging there, and I'm glad we did kind of tie into that. I am a little sad we did not get Ronnie back because I loved Ronnie.
I can't remember Ronnie. But we did get
Ghost
Flint.
Rider.
Oh yeah, Ronnie Reyes. Sorry. Just say Ghost Rider or Knight Rider, and I know what you're talking about.
Nicolas Cage. Yeah, when you get Flint back, woo, Flint's back.
I totally forgot about Flint. I was like, hey, Beard. And I was like, oh, yeah, that guy.
Well, so did
What was that guy? And
I
then he started doing the rock powers. Like, oh, yeah.
And then I flashed back to us talking about the season 6 renewal last year and seeing Flint's name on the call sheet still and how he was going to be a returning cast member. And then he died. And I'm like, okay, sure. Returning cast member, maybe in flashbacks. Nope. We got full blown.
He's created by the Rage Dimension. And
Yeah, he's from the Fear Dimension, but when the portal got closed, and he got somehow left on the other side somehow. I'm not arguing. I love the kid.
Well, I mean, he didn't come from the Rage Dimension. He was just created by the.
He was created by the Fear Dimension.
He was created by it.
Yeah, he was created by the Fear Dimension thing.
So I don't.
But the rest of them weren't real, but he was real. And yet
guess because he was created directly by the obelisk. I don't know.
That was hand waved over very, very quickly.
Don't look over here. Let's back.
Yeah, let's look at Mac. He's very angry about everything. Arg, Mac's so angry.
Oh,
and look at May. She's super angsty about everything. What about Flint? No.
And look, Simmons is acting like a robot. Isn't that weird?
It's so wacky for no reason. Hey, remember LMDs? We got LMDs.
They're back, and we need Clark Gregg for one more season, so he's an LMD now. Yay! Everybody's okay with this.
I'm actually more okay with Clark Gregg being an LMD than I am a rage demon.
A rage demon from another dimension wearing a Phil Coulson suit.
Yes. This season was so zany, and I freaking loved it. Like
I did. I really had a fantastic time with it, and Enoch was the best part of it.
And then they bring him back at the end of this season, like, because I thought he was gone, because he's just like, nope, I'm gonna go help my people. Cool, bye.
I have taken bold action.
And then, like, I love him as a rogue Chronicon. Tampa Bay Chromicon.
It's Chromicon.
I go to Chromicon every Labor Day season in Atlanta, Georgia.
It's true.
Except for this
facts. Yeah, well.
Baby. In-house. Man, just I watched the first 6 episodes when they aired. Actually appointment viewing them, and then I just kind of let the rest of them go until a couple of weekends ago. Then I'm like, nope, I want to sit and I did it because I wanted to. Like, I want to sit and just binge the hell out of the rest of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Man, I enjoyed it.
I did too. I play on them as they were released on abc.com, and I had all 13 episodes. And then 3 weeks ago. Yeah, we're like, yeah, we're going to bring back X4 and we're going to do Agent Steel. I was like, oh, I got to cram that whole season in. And I pull up Netflix, and what do you know? It's right there on the homepage.
Yep.
It's like, all right, let's do this.
Yeah, they wasted no time getting that on there, man.
No, it was like a week after the season finished.
I could deal with that. Like,
I am okay with this.
Do that with more season. Like, I wonder if they'll be able to do that with Disney Plus and ABC kind of stuff.
Who knows?
/ Hulu, since now Disney owns most of Hulu too.
Yeah, and they've got a new deal where you can get Hulu and Disney Plus and ESPN Plus for the low price of $13 a month.
Yeah, take that, Netflix, and your $15 a month.
You could just send me that check, Disney. I'd appreciate it.
Yep. Just, DisneyPlus.com.
Heck, I'll just I'll take a free Disney Plus subscription.
Right.
I'll shill for you.
God, 30 years, and God, I wouldn't turn that down though.
Yeah, well, you're locked in.
Such a good deal. Yeah, I'm
It was
totally.
the price. That was a seductive price.
It was a very seductive price. 3 years for like $150, I think it was. Couldn't argue. Considering we do this, and we're gonna be talking about a lot of shows on Disney Plus as they come up. So
Yeah,
we got
S4's
Loki.
S4's got plenty to work with.
Yeah,
coming up, and it's all going to be Disney Plus supported.
Our kind of what are we going to be talking about the rest of the season isn't going to be very is going to be very full once Disney Plus launches. Our
Basically,
dance card
fill
is
in the
gonna-
time with some WB stuff since
Yep.
Arrow's ending, and they got the big Crisis on Infinite Earth thing happening. So
Yep,
and then Disney Plus arrives. So
we're all
Yeah.
good.
we're set. We're set for a while.
Oh man, so what points do you want to make on season 6 of Shield before we move on? Because we are.
I don't
late.
know, man. It's hard to say. Like they brought Coulson back, and that was fine. I liked his little band of Mad Max rogues.
Yeah, that lasted 4 episodes, I think.
Here and there, yeah, they pretty much are all dead now. And
They
then
didn't overstay their welcome. I'm okay with them being
except
like,
for,
hey, here's a mini
except
bad.
for Butterfly, was that her name? You know, what's her face?
Oh, Deke's girlfriend.
Deke's girlfriend. Like, hey, wait. It's like, why is she not in prison? She killed people. It's like, what? No, we're just hanging out at the party.
Yeah, because the power of boners is strong with that one.
It is indeed. And Mac and Yo-Yo, glad that got resolved.
Yep,
for the
I was
time
very
being.
sad when it wasn't a thing, and then I'm glad that it's a thing again.
But was very surprised that they introduced Yo-Yo's boyfriend and then immediately kill him. It's like, wow, I thought there'd be like a season-long tension thing. And
Nope.
he died. Something. No, second episode, he's dead.
He
Like,
got weeded hard.
like, oh, dude, I'm sorry.
He
That's
got
what you-
weeded so hard.
Don't fall in love with Yo-Yo. That's for Mac.
Yep.
Fall in love with Yo-Yo, you're gonna die. It's gonna be real sad for you.
Yep. You were a dude, and then you weren't.
And yes, the space adventure at the first half of the season was my favorite part.
Yep.
Good stuff there. Fitz and Enoch and Simmons bouncing around space. Some great moments. I really liked the Fitzsimmons episode, as always.
Yes.
That's usually the best episode of the season, and that probably gonna say was the best episode of the season too.
Yep.
Just Fitz and Simmons in their heads, with evil Simmons and evil Fitz making out hardcore.
Yep. I'm I am happy and sad that we got back the Hydra Fitz.
It worked in the context. I
Yeah,
was fine
context
with
was
it.
fine. As long as we didn't get back freaking Ward for no good reason again.
And Ward's here.
Is
And
this
Ward's
the
here.
first season that we didn't have Ward in?
I don't think he was in last season. He wasn't in the Shield in Space or the second half of.
Yeah,
whatever
you're
went
right.
on
He
there.
wasn't in 5, so he lasted 4 seasons, and then thankfully
Yeah.
they got rid of him finally.
Finally, eventually,
He'll be back next season for whatever reason.
for the finale. Yeah, I'm
Yep.
sure.
He's
Gotta
gonna
come
be
in
he's
for
gonna be
one.
the after credit scene of just like ah ha ha. Me and Loki are gonna travel the universe together, and I'm gonna flip a table. I'm gonna transport. I'm gonna like find every table and just start flipping it. Flip every single one of them.
Let's see. Let me just go through my notes here, make sure I didn't
Yep.
miss anything. It's the monster. Yes. Who's bad? Who's good? It's so mysterious.
Ooh.
Poor Davis.
Yep.
Body swap episode. That was very frustrating.
Yeah.
Not my favorite. I always hate those kind of episodes, but it's fine.
Yeah, Rage Demon powers were stupid. Considering Ghost Rider had to like make a deal with people, and apparently she could just be like, "Nope, boop, 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 boop,"
Hippity hoppity.
and nobody can be trusted. Brr, brr, brr. Our powers are nebulous and will never be explained.
Oh, they identify as my grandparents.
Yes.
Boba Tea Girl. R.I.P.
Yep.
You won't be missed. Oh, the Lemon callback. That was
Yes.
fantastic. I didn't realize that his company was Lemon. Like,
Yeah, I didn't notice it
was-
until he started
and
whining
then
about
like,
it. Like,
and then he's like, I gave a girl lemons, and I was like, and then I started noticing like there's always pictures of lemons
Same.
on the wall, and there's lemons all over the place. I was like, oh wow, that was a callback that I didn't click with that I
that
should
was
have.
a deep cut, and I loved him for it. Like,
Colson. Oh, well, we talked about Deke working with Fitz and Simmons, making wearable tech.
I hate
killing
wearable
bullets.
tech.
Wearable tech.
I'm just
Enoch
glad they
Coltrane.
didn't continue to make him be stupid the entire time, like they did last season. And understandably so, he was dumb when he came back to the present, but I'm glad he adapted quickly and wasn't an idiot.
So yeah, we got LMD or Chronicom Colson, whatever
Yep.
we want to call him. We got a nice setup for the final season. They've modified the ship with not just space jump, but time jump. So time travel.
Ward's coming back next season.
Yeah, probably. Just prepare yourself.
God damn it! I don't want him. All right, Agents of Shield.
And I guess because it was only 13 episodes, and maybe they had the same budget, like the special effects budget on the special effects work in this season was top notch.
Yeah,
looked
yeah. I'm
real
wondering if they
good.
did have the same. That would make sense.
It's like, yeah, we got the same budget, but we're doing 13 episodes instead of 22. So let's make those spaceships look super duper great.
All right, that's a giant
But yeah,
Jessica Jones.
good
logo.
good season of Shield. Good job, guys.
Yeah.
That's the way you do it.
So that's a good way to end a season. Let's talk about Jessica Jones now. Darrell, what do you got about Jessica Jones?
Between the Disney empire wanting to tighten their grip on the universe so much they don't care if entire star systems slip through their fingers, and Netflix's programming strategy that focuses entirely on new subscribers instead of keeping the old ones by renewing their fucking shows for fuck's sake, go to my happy place. So between one parent who has no interest in the show surviving and another who has no interest in the show succeeding, the Defenders corner of the MCU was doomed from the start. It's almost a shame that it ends here, because while the season is stronger than the last, it's certainly not a decent farewell. In this season, the show takes a hint from the likes of Superman and Batman, who are great at having intelligent psychopaths the hero can't stop because they're not willing to cross a moral line. And Jessica is really trying to be good this time. Her Moriarty is actually a genuinely evil threat, immensely detestable. He walks the line between being a bad guy you can enjoy on screen and one that saps the show of any enjoyment. The other villain of the show is the budget of streaming television, as once again the hero is mostly depowered to save on special effects. It's actually one of the more frustrating aspects of the Netflix shows, and it's in full effect here as Jessica gets stabbed in the gut and has to recover in very human ways. Fortunately, we do get some superhero-powered action in the form of Wildcat, who actually isn't the absolute fucking worst. Even the standard superhero induction montage is played out better than your average Green Arrow sidekick, and it's actually fun to discover that her secret superpower is the parkour skills of a Minecraft YouTuber. We do have a character to call the fucking worst, though, in the form of Hogarth. Yes, she's dealing with her own mortality, and Trinity kills it in the acting department, but still, Hogarth, you're the fucking worst. As the end of an era, this season was not the satisfying conclusion we might hope to get from next year's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Hell, as a goodbye to a character, Jessica deserves better, but we do have a solid example of what made this character fun, and I suppose that's really all we could ask for. Also, 3 years, and I'm still not entirely sure on whether she can fucking fly.
No,
she can just jump real high.
Yeah, she said that. She said that she can only jump super high.
And I'm just gonna go ahead and disagree right out of the gate with Darrell, because I'm pretty sure every single episode I had the note Trish is the worst.
see,
just
I
the
could,
worst. And
I
the,
could
the
give
thing
hope.
I'm most disappointed about not having a season 4 is that it would have potentially been a Trishless season 4.
Right? Yeah, Hogarth.
Hogarth, I
Hogarth
went
was
back and
up there.
forth on.
Yeah, yeah. She was teetering the entire season. And like all of her being the worst made sense though.
Yes.
Like her, because she's dealing with a lot.
Yeah. She's dealing with a lot, and like her pursuing her, her lost love, the one that got away
Yes.
or whatever. That that was the first time I ever like didn't hate Hogarth. It's like,
Yeah.
is that starting? But then she unintentionally kills it in her Hogarth way because she's just dealing with things the way that she knows how to deal with things,
Yeah.
and ruins everything. And then you're like, oh no, I'm sorry, I don't feel sorry for you anymore. You're the worst.
They've written.
Though, what was it that she said at the end? It's like, I know you're afraid of dying alone, but you're going to, or something like that. I was like,
Yes.
dang, kid.
And then yeah, just
like, even for
oof.
Hogarth, that's harsh.
That's a shot to the cosmic nuts right there, man. I fucking hated Trish so much in this entire season, and the fact that so much focused around her was just infuriating.
Yeah, I liked the juxtaposition that they kept putting together of doing vigilantism the right way and doing it the wrong way.
Yes.
And that they kind of make crap, I just forgot his name. Salinger.
Yes, Salinger.
Salinger. They kind of make him to be the big bad, but really and truly the big bad of this season is Trish.
Yes. Salinger is the main bad guy.
He's the bad guy, and he's the catalyst for everything.
Yeah, Trish only becomes the bad guy after Salinger is taken care of. Salinger is the main is because there for a while, as much as I hate them, you do have kind of duagonists there with Jessica and Trish. Jessica obviously being the primary protagonist, with Trish being a very close secondary, as you're watching her Anakin her way through things.
That's the perfect explanation.
Thank you. That was one of my notes. I wrote a page of like, I didn't write notes for like the episodes in particular, just kind of a post-mortem on them. And I just put Trish Anakin's her way through this entire series. And yeah, but she only becomes the antagonist, the true antagonist, after Salinger is taken care of.
After she brutally murders him in an elevator?
Yeah, which I was cool with watching. Like, yeah, this is completely in character for her too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and he also pushed her to the ultimate edge by what he did.
There was no redeeming that villain, and sometimes there is. Like, Jessica Jones has a very, especially Jessica Jones has a very habit of creating antagonists that you can at least somewhat empathize with. Even the Purple Man, even in his weird twisted way, was a character that at least you wanted more of. And her mom obviously being a truly sympathetic villain.
Mm-hmm.
And Salinger, you never really had a wahaha villain in Jessica Jones. And I was completely okay with having, because we all knew, especially once Trish started being Hellcatty, that it was going to lead up to the light versus the dark in Jessica dealing with herself, really, because she created that monster. And once you got out the wahaha villain, and I love me a good wahaha villain.
And he was a good one.
Yeah.
he was a good, genuine villain with no superpowers, just
Yeah.
super intelligent and crazy and evil.
Yeah. He was a good Joker. Just like he doesn't have anything going for him other than the fact that he is able to outthink or at least out evil the heroes. This is the one season that would have been much worse if we would have had much more involvement in the from the Netflix, from the rest of the Defenders.
Mm-hmm.
If Daredevil would have showed up, it would have ruined a lot of everything. Luke Cage they brought in at the right moment and not to deal with Salinger.
Oh,
And-
and that made me so happy.
Oh my
Like,
God, that was so good. That
Luke
was
Cage showing up.
fucking perfect. Like,
It was
because
perfect.
they put that in just at the right moment, just at the right like emotional point. You never expected it coming. Like, because
No.
it just
I just
left
figured
field.
crossovers were done.
Yeah, for real.
All the other shows are done. We're not bringing anybody in.
And I'm glad they didn't like try to go too far into Luke's other story with him now being technically a bad guy too.
Yeah.
Like he came in, dropped a Christmas tree of knowledge, and
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do, even
Yep.
if they're family.
sauntered his sexy ass out, and that was the exact best way to handle that.
It was. And then we're just all so happy to see him that
my
it doesn't matter.
Anytime he just comes around, it's just so nice to see him. And Mike Coulter is just such a good actor too. Like him and Jessica, just man, it would make me so sad if they just don't ever get a continuance on Disney Plus or Hulu. Like once the 2 years is up, now that they've been canceled, I sincerely hope Disney just takes these guys, puts them on Hulu, and continues these stories.
That would be the dream. Because I really want to see where Luke Cage was going after the end of his season, because they ended that on a very interesting spot. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, where do you go from this point where Luke's kind of like, well, I guess the only way to beat them is to join them.
And
To-
even Daredevil
to
ended
control
off at
them.
a spot that I'm really excited to see more of.
Yeah, and dare I say, the most interesting thing about
Yeah,
season 2 of Iron Fist was the setup for the next season.
absolutely. Like the golden bullets and like everything like that. Yeah, like I would love to have seen this, like the payoff to that setup. I don't know what the hell happened at the end of Punisher, so I can't comment on that one. So
He saved his friend and killed the bad guy, and he's just out vigilanting, killing gang members.
Oh.
That's how that ended.
so in
Just
an
him
appropriate
doing his
like
thing.
Punisher way.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just him doing his thing.
I didn't particularly care for it, but I'm glad they ended it off in a character appropriate way. Like, good job.
Yeah, and what's her face is working for the CIA now and trying to keep an eye on him, but just staying out of his way, basically.
Oh, Madani or whatever her name was.
Madani, yeah.
Yeah, hey, look at me remembering Punisher characters.
Yeah, I know, and you didn't even watch the second
Yeah.
season.
Hey, I'm surprised she survived.
I know.
Because the first few episodes I was watching, she was going off the deep end quickly.
Yeah, she was.
So good for her. I'm glad she survives. This season also ended off in a very, very good way.
Yeah.
I really appreciate how this
They sent
ended.
Trish to superhero jail.
Yeah,
I
actually,
can't think of a better ending.
yeah, pulled off the raft. Like of all things, just like, yep, we are actually using this. Freaking and Hogarth at that point also is just like, nope, I'm
defeated and at my lowest point, even lower than I was before.
Yep.
Malcolm's coming around, I
Yeah.
think, and has a new girlfriend.
Yeah, Malcolm was
Frustrating.
interesting in this season.
This
Frustrating,
season?
yeah.
I get it. His arc was he's trying to figure out who he is and
Yeah, but it
boundaries
felt
he's
like he
willing to
just
push, but-
backslid so much after all of the work that they did for his
Yeah.
character in season 2.
Yeah, I agree.
Because he was just kind of there the entire time. And though admittedly, how it ended, I'm glad. He wound up with alias investigations. Because that would also allow her to get away from more, if assuming that this universe continues, this allows her to get away just strictly from the alias investigations thing and actually work more in the defender's role kind of things.
Yeah, though they kind of set it up at the very end there where she was about to leave, but then she's like, no, maybe not, and then she kind of turned around and went
she
back.
heard Kilgrave's voice, and
telling her to,
then she's like, haha, nope,
no, I'm not doing that.
I am no longer going to listen to you. And just her having agency at the end of her show was the best thing, because this entire season, it was frustrating because it felt like she didn't have any agency or very little agency of her own. Everything was being controlled around her for her.
Yeah.
And
though this season I would say is where I liked Jessica the most.
Oh, absolutely.
Like she's the one you root for, and you're just frustrated with her with all the crap going around her.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to do things the right way. I love Costa and that they've expanded his character, and they have like this genuine good relationship between her and the cops working together,
and her new boyfriend dude,
Eric. Yeah. Though until like the end, I was like, I don't trust that guy.
Yeah, like the entire time, I'm like, he's gonna be the bad guy.
He's secretly working. He's the bad guy.
Yeah,
no, he never was.
He's controlling Salinger. I'm like, that's the entire time. I was the same way. Like, I remember thinking so many times, he's controlling Salinger. He's the guy.
Kept waiting for that to be the twist, but no, he's a good guy.
He's a adorable little guy, and he's now working for the cops. Good for him.
Good job, Eric. Except for helping Trish. That was a bad idea.
That was a bad idea, but I think he realized that was a bad idea.
Yeah. The first one, he's like, well, that didn't work out very well, but hey, we removed some evil from the world, and I feel kind of good about that. Then the second time, it's like, oh, no, this is going too far.
That was such a cool power set on him, too. Like, just he could look at somebody and just tell the depths of their evil. And, like, that was such a cool power set.
Yes. And the way they were able to use it.
Yeah, and because it's like, yeah, he was just kind of a beacon, and it worked out well. Like, he didn't need to be super strong. I'm glad they didn't introduce another super strong person in there.
No, and there's Jessica, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
she's the super strong one. Trish has ninja powers of some sort, but
she basically, her powers are she is a cat.
Yes, so she can leap off of anything and always land on her feet and be fine.
Correct. Yeah, and she has the 9 lives and everything like that. It's the reason why she's able to continuously get beat up and come back. Her powers are a cat. Thus the seeing in the dark and things like that. But if it was another actress, this would have been a compelling storyline. But from day one, you and I disliked Trish, and it might just be her actress.
Maybe. I mean,
because
she
this series
written
has
in an
really
extremely unlikable way, and
this
the character
series writes really well unlikable people, though. Jessica Jones is a wholly unlikable person up until halfway through season 2. Well, halfway through season 2 is when she finally becomes a likable character.
I don't know. I probably would say Defenders is when she's likable. Or was that before or after season 2?
That was before.
She was likable in Defenders.
Yeah.
Just kind of the snarky.
Jessica being a wholly unlikable person, fucking Kilgrave. Like, still one of the best psychological villains of all time, in my opinion. Like, he was written so well, and I don't know if it was writing for him or if it's David motherfucking Tennant.
I'd give credit to both.
You know, Hogarth is not a wholly unlikable character, but a mostly unlikable character. They can write unlikable characters very well. I just don't think Trish can act that.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Like she's unlikable, and her mom's unlikable, which made her unlikable. And
Yeah, I just don't know if Rachel Taylor, whose name I totally knew off the top of my head and not looked up at all whatsoever, who is known for the Australian series Headland, and in the films, she was in Man Thing. Holy shit!
Sure, why not?
Also, they made a Man Thing movie, and I haven't seen it.
I don't even know what this is, but it
It's
may not be what you think it is.
It's a really like basically it was Marvel's take on Swamp Thing.
Ah.
And apparently they made a movie for it, and Trish was in it.
Seems legit.
Oh my god, can I stream Man Thing?
I've complained in the past about how like the 13 episode season seemed too long, and I thought
Yes.
10 would be a good one, and it always had this kind of slog in the middle. This is the first, I think, of any of the Netflix Marvel shows where the 13 episode arc never slogged.
Yeah.
Like they did a good job of like pulling things through and then kind of introducing a new subplot as soon as something else started to get boring.
Yeah, exactly. They finally got their pacing under wraps. It's like, okay, so Jessica reeling off of the death of her mother can only get you so far, and then she has to pick herself up. Trish, the escalation of Trish into a hero can only go so far because she is a wholly unlikable character.
So it's like, yeah, we get a hero, and when she helps out the girl from being date raped, that was cool.
Yeah,
that was a good thing you did, Trish. And then immediately it just started making worse and worse decisions, and you were like, oh, you were on the right track, and now you're just you're just the worst. Never mind.
Yep. So we introduced this Wahaha villain, and this Wahaha villain, there's no way could compare to Kilgrave, and as a psychological villain, you guarantee that it would eventually get wrapped back around to being compared to Kilgrave, but he didn't stay around long enough to be able to be compared to that.
No, but he was good.
Yeah, he was good, but if
really
he would have
liked
stayed
him as a
around
villain.
two episodes longer, they would have had to have given superpowers, and you would have had D minus Kilgrave.
I know.
Because that's the only way you can fight against Jessica and a super empowered Trish.
He was well written, well acted, well casted.
Yeah.
I like that they have this kind of like little frumpy guy.
Yeah.
The ultimate villain that Jessica's facing off against, and then commits these heinous things. And I don't know, it was good. It was all very good. I never felt bored in any episodes except for the like Trish centric episodes. I think there were 2 of those.
Yes.
Like as soon as they started, and then it was like focused on Trish, and I was like,
the one after her mom died.
Yeah, that one was kind of like cut back into the previous episode, showing her descent into madness.
That actually was handled fairly well. Like all things considered, was handled fairly well.
Yeah, and like I said, I never felt like it was a slog.
Yeah, there was a couple times where I was looking at the watch, but other than that, just not too. It wasn't too bad. This was definitely better than season 2 by and far.
Yes, absolutely. It's not quite as polished as season 1.
No,
and it's not. You don't have David Tennant elevating it to that next level.
Yeah, I think the biggest sin of this entire series is killing off David Tennant in season 1 and never bringing him back.
Well, he's too powerful. What can you do with a villain
then
like
depower him like you keep doing Jessica.
Well, this is true. But anyway, I still think I enjoyed this season more than the first one, just because the first season was just so dark.
It was.
Like I just felt depressed like every episode that I watched. But this one actually, I could root for Jessica, and there was progress, and things were exciting. Not
Yeah.
always just, man, this is
She actually became a hero in this one. That
man,
made me
this is-
happy.
This is hard.
Because Kristen Ritter was one of those, I was never sure, like, I'm like, Jesse Pinkman's girlfriend, that bitch in apartment 23 is going to be Jessica Jones? Sure, I guess. I mean, it works well for her, like, drunk side, but she ended up being a very well done character. And I am glad that we at least got an arc for her. If we never see her again, I am glad that she got an arc that ended positively, because Daredevil's ended very lukewarm. Luke's obviously was a very dark path. Iron Fist
liked
actually showed that it could act in the last 2 minutes of the entire series.
That it could do something interesting.
Hashtag recast Iron Fist. Dear God.
Yeah, that would be nice. But at least Colleen has the fist.
Yes. Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see in a couple of years when the contracts are back up what Disney does with these. I sincerely hope they don't just let them die.
I hope they don't, but part of me feels like they probably will. But maybe not. That way I can be pleasantly surprised, right?
I don't know. It depends on how deep their extraneous universes go. Because we know at this point that there's going to be Fox movies and stuff like that coming into involved. So,
or at least just let these characters live in the universe.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, even if you don't give them their own show, just have them around. I'd love to see Luke Cage and Black Widow hanging out.
Yeah, and if you don't want to give them their own series, put them back in the Defenders universe.
Oh, Luke Cage and Ant-Man.
Oh, that would be so cool.
That's where it needs to happen.
Yeah, Jessica Jones and Black Widow going drinking.
Just little tidbits.
It
Let
would
them live in the universe.
It would be interesting to see the Defenders, like the actual Defenders series, continue on, even if we're not going to continue on with the individual storylines for these.
Yeah, that too.
And get Doctor Strange involved in the Defenders like he is in the comics, because now you're able to do that. Because apparently Feige is no longer grumpy about the television stuff.
Because he controls it now.
Yeah, now
I control
everything.
all the things. Except Spider-Man. Curse you, Spider-Man.
Curse you, Spider-Man. Give me those pictures of Spider-Man. Feige is now J. Jonah Jameson. Oh, man. All right. Anything else that you want to say on Jessica Jones before we wrap up?
Just two things. We need to give some props out to some minor characters. First of all, the Malcolm replacement. What was her name? Shoot. I wrote it down.
Malcolm replacement.
Yeah, her new secretary lady.
Oh.
Jillian.
Yeah.
She's great. She's great. Great little foil for Jessica Jones to bounce off of.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
We have to replace
super
Malcolm
snarky.
with somebody, and she's class.
Yeah, she reminded me of what's her name in Wonder Woman? Steve Trevor's secretary.
Oh yeah.
And that's a compliment. I love her so much.
Oh yeah, she's great. She's fantastic. And then number 2, the MVP of the season, Pun Doctor.
Yep.
Come on, you remember Pun Doctor? Don't you understand what I'm trying to explain to you?
Yes.
Your body has spleen better taste.
Yes. Oh my God, that guy was amazing. You're right. I want a spin-off series of him.
Like,
speaking of superhero doctor making puns, put him in the fucking Endgame universe.
So, thank you, Pun Doctor. I'm glad you were there for Jessica to roll her eyes at.
Oh man. So
Lose an
really,
organ, gain a cause.
really quick, before we get into what we're going to be talking about the rest of this season, we're going to take a quick break from our sponsor. Stay tuned. This is mainly because I forgot that I have to do an ad break here. It's been a while since I podcasted. All right, and we're back. This was fun. This was a fun talk about those two. I'm sad Jessica will never be seen again. Well, may not be seen again. But you know what's going to be seen again here on S4, you guys,
Is it though?
is Jazz's favorite. We're going to talk Arrow and the DCWU.
Yep, Arrow is on its final seasons. We're gonna watch it because
It is.
CJ hates me.
Hey, like I said, this would be a different story if I was like fully like psyched for this. I am not.
It's fine. It's just the show that I've hated the most.
We're gonna talk Flash and
I
Legends
know.
tomorrow as well.
We'll water it down so it's not so terrible.
Yeah,
Wash it down.
we're gonna give Darrell what he has wanted for literally 6 years now, which is us talking about the DCWU pretty extensively because there's not a lot of other geek-centric shows on right now. So
Yes, Disney has killed everything to prepare for its own.
yeah, come
Its own
November,
rise.
it'll switch. This may switch around. At least to I think the Mandalorian is premiering with Disney Plus.
Yeah, I believe so.
So that'll be a guarantee. But I
And
don't
they are
think
going to
like,
be doing their shows week to week, so
yes,
it won't be like all dropped at once, so we can piece it out on our show.
premiere episode shows. What all is coming out with Disney Plus? Because now between now and then, like our dance card is pretty much full with the DCWU stuff. Because like I said, I can't really think of anything else that would really be in our line of sights because we lost track of Preacher, which is it around now. Mr. Robot's coming back in October
Look at that.
for last.
Better Call Saul, I think, is not back till January, I think.
Yeah, that's
something like
weird. It missed an entire year this year.
Yeah, they stretching that out, but
Yeah, we
We'll
got
see.
no Saul this year. I wonder if weird things with Bob Odenkirk and the incredible stuff that he did.
that and that new Amazon show that he did,
No, that's
which
right.
looks super interesting.
Yeah, we missed. I wanted us to do The Boys too, but that's come and gone out of the zeitgeist. I don't think you would have liked that one though. It was super dark.
Yeah, I watched the preview. I was like, oh, this might be a little much.
Yeah. I think that would have been a little much for you.
But you know what is great on Amazon Prime?
What's great on Amazon Prime?
Good Omens. If you haven't watched
Yes.
that, people go watch it because it is freaking fantastic.
That was
Speaking of
another
David
show
Tennant
that we
being
were going to
amazing.
be. That was another one we were going to be talking about stuff. We were discussing talking about that one, but it was just kind of it was a little bit too far outside of our. So it was at the very end of our very beginning of our break. So
Yeah, but it's really, really good. If you haven't watched it, go watch it.
it is
It's
so
It
good.
is fantastic.
It
it
is
is
an
exquisite.
amazing thing.
It is perfectly casted. It is perfectly
Yes.
art directed. It is
Freaking
perfectly written.
Martin
it is
Sheen. Martin Sheen.
the
No, yeah.
music. Oh,
That was a Neil Gaiman thing. I watched freaking American Gods and a little bit and just
yeah. I hear season 2 is not good at all,
it's not.
and that makes me. That just breaks my heart.
Yeah, it is not. So it looks like we may be only at the Mandalorian for right now.
But maybe the Sandman will be good.
Yeah.
It's the next Neil Gaiman thing we got.
And that better be good because that's prolific. That's literally what put Neil Gaiman on the map. Like,
Faux show.
so I mean that has to be good. So yeah, it looks like on Disney Plus the main thing that that's going to be in our purview is the Mandalorian. Because it has a bunch of other stuff coming up for it but series wise, that's gonna be our main thing. But yeah, I think between now and October, we're talking DCWU pretty exclusively. So binge all of your Arrow. I'm not. I'm going
No,
in. I'm
God,
going
no.
into last season completely blind. I haven't I
No,
watched
you
the crossovers.
You tell me which episodes we're gonna cover, and those are the episodes I'll watch.
Yeah, I'm going I am not catching up on Arrow. I got halfway through last season of Flash. I might catch up on Flash between now and then. Might, maybe. I don't
I'm
know.
too far behind. Though I might. I don't know. We'll see.
I maybe just watch the last season, because for the most part, Flash is Flash. He goes and punches a super speedster, and then that's the end of the series. And
I know, but every now and then Peter Stormare shows up and makes
yeah,
things great.
and then we're gonna watch Supergirl, maybe. Batwoman is a guarantee.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, that's a
I
new
am
show.
super stoked for Batwoman.
Not Black Lightning though.
No, Black Lightning is still. We're not going back to that. Well, we're probably
Not
gonna,
even the crossover episode. Maybe the
No,
crossover episode.
Maybe well, I don't think he's getting an episode leading up to it. I think he's just gonna be there.
Oh, is he?
I think so, and I don't even think it's guaranteed it's gonna be him. It might be Baby Bolt and Thunder.
Ah.
Because they
I'm
said
okay with this.
characters from Black Lightning. They didn't say Black Lightning was going to be involved.
Okay.
But I think we may just watch the big four until Batwoman comes out. And then we'll go from there.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I missed you guys. I missed doing this show. I missed podcasting. And thank you all for understanding why we haven't been here. I've gotten more than my share of emails to show@geek-io.net and to my personal email wondering if we're coming back. This show in particular has gotten 2 or 3, hey, you guys coming back? Yes, as Jazz said once upon a time when he stopped doing the Geek IO show, you can pry small screen spoiler show from my cold dead hands. This show isn't the most highly watched on the network. It isn't the most talked about, but man, Jared, I love doing this show so much, and I missed doing it. And I'm glad that we are back, and we are not going anywhere. Again, you can email the show@geek-io.net. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and all of the above are /GeekIO show. If you want to give us a talk, you can do that over at our Discord, which is geek-io.net/Discord. If you want to give us a call and leave us a voicemail, I'm surprised Mr. Hang Up Dude has stopped calling me on the voicemail line, 727-489-4335. That is 727-489-GEEK. That number's not going anywhere. You can always give us a call. Our website, which you can get this show and much, much more, is at geek-io.net. We stream Mondays. Just pop a super powered punch down on that love button at twitch.tv/geekio show and get notified when we go live. And you can support us by going over to patreon.com/geekio. And of course, we talked about Amazon earlier, geek-io.net/Amazon for all of those. Got the holiday season coming up. A little bit comes back our way. It doesn't cost you anything extra. All right, Jazz, we've had show title candidates. What do we got?
Well, before that, just got to say, this previous week's Great British Bake Off, was really bummed to see Phil go. I think he was ripped off. Really felt it should have been Michael or Priya. They were both, just not strong candidates coming in, and neither one of their showstoppers really impressed. But it's all right. It's all right. We roll on. I still think Henry's the one to watch, and stay with us.
This makes me happy. I got Hell's Kitchen coming up here soon too that I'm gonna do the same thing on. So
no, I was joking with CJ how we need to do a Great British Bake Off weekly minute or whatever, since Netflix is doling it out week by week and torturing us this go round.
It seems to be a thing that both Netflix and Hulu are doing. They've gotten away with just drop it all on our laps and start doing week-to-week things. That's bullshit.
You can't give it to us and then take it back. No
I had to
take-backs.
I had to suffer through Handmaid's Tale week by week, and God, that show is unbearable when it's week to week.
Ugh.
It's really good when you can binge it and just kind of get like the entire thing over with and just kind of just rip the Band-Aid off. But when it's drawn out, man, oh my God. The show is just brutal and I love it. Yeah, it's definitely not for everybody though. I cannot actually recommend anybody watch Handmaid's Tale, but
that's pretty much what everyone says. I don't know if I could recommend it, but man, that show's great.
it is. Yeah. No, like somebody comes up and asks if they should watch it. No, you should not. But why do I? Because I fucking love it. Because remember the reason why I loved Jessica Jones season 1 so much. I love dark, sometimes comedic things, but mostly just dark psychological things. And Handmaid's Tale has given me freaking 3 years of that so far now. And they did the same thing where like the last 2 years it's been, here's everything. Pooh. And then this year it's like, nope. This show is almost unwatchable week by week.
I know. I mean, the Great British Bake Off's fine week to week. It's just I miss being able to watch it all at once.
Yeah, you can just feel your
Katie
time.
and I would like knock it out in a week or two.
You just fill your time with Nailed It.
I've already watched all of those.
Oh, I'm surprised you actually watched that.
Yeah, oh yeah, we watched Nailed It. Katie loves that. And then we're on our third pass through the IT Crowd currently.
Oh, man. I gotta get Rachel to watch that. I think she'd dig it.
Katie does, which surprised me, but she loves it.
Yeah, like that was one of those things. I'm like, I know why I love it. I didn't know if it would translate well to Rachel and I though I think if because Katie and she actually seemingly have pretty similar tastes in things. I think if Katie digs it, I might have Rachel sit down and watch it. Plus, it's not really a massive thing, so it's not like I'm having her sit down and watch.
Yeah, I mean they're 22 episodes and they're very fast and funny.
Yeah.
And
it's not like I'm trying to have her sit down and watch freaking.
Plus, Wong from Doctor Strange shows up.
Yeah, Benedict Wong, playing Wong.
Yes. Anyway, show titles.
Yay, show titles.
I need to go to bed. Show titles for episode 105.
Yes.
Crap, I've already forgotten. Yes, 105. Sorry, I'm tired. Your sound is Dex. Space Vegas was the best. Hanging Rage Demon Dimension over there. You were a dude and then you weren't. Flip all of the tables. Parkouring like a Minecraft YouTuber. Watch her Anakin through things. Sauntered his sexy ass out. And Feige is J. Jonah Jameson's son.
I have put my votes in. Parkouring like a Minecraft YouTuber.
Well, we'll give one to Darrell. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while, and he's had a rough go lately. So
He has. Or we would have been here last week. But
yeah,
poor Darrell.
yeah, dude, seriously.
Jeez.
He's he and I unsurprisingly talk a lot outside of work, and yeah. I man, feel better, Darrell. Seriously.
Yeah,
All right, guys.
buddy.
We love you so much. We will be back here in a couple of weeks with DCWU stuff. I think it's starting up by then. Yeah, it is. Actually, I think it's going right now. Shit. I'll get to that, I suppose. All right, guys. We'll see you later. Bye.
You have been listening to a Geek.io Media Network LLC production. Would you like to convert that to pounds? Copyright 2019.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program. Diamond Club.